practitioner, ICF approved life and executive coach, and fitness expert. She has guided individuals and leaders across continents towards growth and purpose. Her passion lies in helping people, especially women, embrace their authentic selves and gain the visibility and confidence they deserve. Shailaji continues to inspire with her unwavering commitment to personal and professional empowerment. We all know Shaila Krishnamurthy for using that power hurtful story. She was there in Paris. She has given an exemplified, uh, passionate uh, talk in Paris. Although she is not well, still she wants to join and continue the talk. Hope she rocks with her passion. Thank you so much, Krishnamurthy ji, for being with us, and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm welcome. And yeah, really sorry for changing my schedule a bit. Maybe that has disturbed other schedules as well. But yeah, I'm all here now, and great to be here again and talk to you all. So as Mr. Prasad has already mentioned, I'm a life and leadership coach and women empowerment enabler. And I love working with people, and I have an innate urge to work especially with women to recognize and nurture their identity and their authentic self, their capabilities, skills, and better themselves in every aspect of life. And we all deserve that much needed visibility and credibility as well, right? And working towards that goal, that vision that I have already coached around 6,000 plus women in my last 8 years of coaching practice, and I will continue to create that impact. So thank you so much for joining in today. So, so today, we are here for a reason. Powerful is my new initiative that I've started to keep, all women together, like a sisterhood, like a community, and empower one another, be there for one another, support one another, right? And while we're talking about Powerful You is my book that will be released soon. And one of the beautiful chapters from this book is Rise and Lead with Purpose over Perfection. Now, if I have to ask you all, probably you can message in the chat and let me know your thoughts. That'll be great. So have you ever held back from raising your hand, sharing your idea, or taking a leap because it didn't feel perfect yet? Anybody who has done that? Yes. So, this is what we also do sometimes, right? Now let's take that quiet moment right now. And wherever you're seated, please close your eyes, feel comfortable, and think of that one time, maybe sometime recently, where you held back, not because you lacked the ability, but because you were waiting to feel ready, to be perfect. I'm sure we all have gone through this, right? Now take a deep breath and just think about, what did that moment cost me? What possibility or connection or growth did I miss, right? Thinking about being perfect before I go out there and present myself, right? So today we are not here to be perfect. We are here to be purposeful, to own our voice, even if it trembles, because growth begins not at perfection, but at that permission that we give ourselves to show up fully, flaws, with all the flaws and falters and everything that we have, right? So, all right. So that's me, the little me. I used to be a very, very shy girl. So I always needed that external push. either from my parents or my teachers or even anyone else around me, to tell me, that, okay, you are capable of something, you are confident, come on, go do something, go perform, right? So I was very, very interested in a lot of activities: music, dance, skit, debate, you name it, I was there. But somehow, before going out there and presenting to the audience, I would feel so damn nervous, and I just didn't want to be there, right? And I still remember one of those days where I had to go and present, where I had to go and perform, and I rushed to my mom and I broke down. I started crying, and I was just going on and on and on, weeping, and I just couldn't, be myself. And then my mom stopped for a bit, and then she asked me to take a deep breath, and she asked me a few questions. And then I was going out loud, how come you can do it all, right? And then you work at home, you go outside, you talk to people, and things like that. How do you get this confidence from? And my mom stopped me, and then she asked me a few questions. And one of the questions that she asked me was, how do you feel when you perform? You have certain talents or capabilities. How do you feel when you're within closed doors and then you're, performing for yourself? I said, I feel amazing because there's nobody around me to judge me, right? Nobody around to tell me what I'm doing right or wrong, right? And then again, she asked me, how do you feel when you step out, okay, forcefully, yes, with all the external push that you need, and you're in front of a bigger audience, and then people are cheering you and clapping for you? How do you feel? I thought for a bit and I said, yeah, I feel amazing actually, right? Because I know people are here, they are, applauding, they are encouraging me, but I also know I get better opportunities, and I will probably get a call for my next performance and so on and so forth. I had all the answers. That's when my mom explained to me the power of having a purpose, a strong purpose and intention, no matter what we do in life, right? And this lesson has, take me places. I've been carrying this since, my many, many years now, and I will continue to do so. So having the strong intention, no matter what we do, it'll give us, some kind of that inner power that we all need, right? Because day in and day out, we keep working, no matter what we have in hand, we keep working on our relationships, we keep working in a professional environment, our personal lives, our responsibilities, so on and so forth. But having this kind of a purpose and intention, right, will always help us to take that next step, right? Whether it's a small step or a big step, right? And then we will keep progressing towards our bigger goals in life. Now, during this phase, one of the things that I have practiced, right, is self reflection. Now, self reflection involves intentionally examining our own thoughts, our feelings, our actions, right? To gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and, of course, improve on our personal growth. And what happens is when we do a lot of self-reflection, this will also increase our self-awareness, where we focus on our strengths, our areas of improvement, our falters, right? Which will also help us to, make better decisions, right? No matter what our goals are, short term, long term, and so on, right? And some kind of fulfilling actions based on values, based on purpose that we all need to have, right? So this is something that's really important for all of us, which will help us to, have some kind of clarity in mind, no matter what we are doing, and ensure that our actions are consistent with what truly matters to us. Now, continuing with self reflection, there is something, that I keep asking myself, and also encourage my group of women, or others as well, whenever I talk to them, to ask this question to oneself: who am I? Who am I as an individual? Who am I as a leader? Right? We all lead our lives, our personal life, be it our professional life. Yeah. So we all go ahead and give our best no matter what we do, isn't it? But as an individual, um, you are a unique blend of your experience, your values, your personality traits. Yeah. And as a leader, you are an embodiment of these qualities. Yeah. By taking up that role that you are in, that influences and guides others. Now, understanding both your individual self and your leadership identity is very, very crucial for our inner growth and our effectiveness as well. Yeah. All right. Now, moving on, how many of you have heard about the art of kintsugi? Has anyone heard about this? Maybe you can share your thoughts in the chat. Does anyone recognize this? Okay. So, art of kintsugi, it's an ancient Japanese art form. Yeah, it's an ancient Japanese calling, I can say. Now, we weren't born to fit any kind of mold. We were made to break it, rebuild it, and rise in our own power. Now, this art of kintsugi is a powerful metaphor for resilience, for authenticity, for the inner strength that we all possess, right? Now, how to integrate it meaningfully with what we are trying to talk here, that is, purpose over perfection, right? Now, art of kintsugi literally means embracing imperfection as power. Now, this ancient Japanese art form, it is about repairing broken pottery with gold. And instead of hiding the cracks, we highlight them. So kintsugi highlights them, right? Now, the break becomes the most beautiful and powerful part of the object. So when I learned about kintsugi, it literally changed the way I saw my journey. Yeah. I have been a single mom. My son is 14 years old now. And no matter what, during my childhood, during my adulthood, when during my college days, and now this journey, I have also restarted, every now and then in life. Yeah, I had to literally start from scratch and then pull up my socks and then restart and then, grow big. And then again, life happens and then we keep working on it, right? But this is how I see, how this art of kintsugi has helped me, and how I see every woman I coach, how it has helped them to understand the art of kintsugi, right? Because we are not powerful despite the breaks in our story. We are powerful because of them. Yeah. And this art of kintsugi teaches us to stop chasing perfection. No one is perfect. We all come with a lot of baggage, right? With our faults, with our falters, with our imperfections, right? So it's so important for us to focus on our purpose rather than our perfection, right? And rise with our own story, our scars, our truth, right? We need to own them. We need to speak from them, lead from them, right? And that is what makes all of us powerful. Yeah. So, based on this thought, I have curated something called as the AISO model. It is a purpose-driven model where we focus on 4 strong pillars. The first one is acceptance, right? Acceptance of who you are, where you are, what you do, right? And you can't lead in life if you're at war with yourself, right? You need to have that acceptance, that self acceptance. For example, if we think about what the whole world went through during the COVID times, right? Initially, it was a shocker to all of us, but we had to accept the situation, right? Deal with it. We had to maneuver through our life despite having something, so big going on, right? But still, as part of acceptance, we could, adapt and then act and move on, right? The second pillar is independence, where you claim your thoughts, your choices, your identity, your social independence, your self dependence, right? Your financial independence, so on and so forth. Now, independence, it's not about isolation, it is about ownership, right? How you own yourself, how you own your things, your responsibilities, your goals, and so on. Now, the third strong pillar is support. So, when we talk about support, yes, as women, we are all super women, right? And we can do it all. But it's also important for us to understand that it is okay to seek support as and when it is required, right? It's okay to build your tribe, right? Leaning in without that shame. That is where this powerful comes into picture, right? Just voicing out and just being there and hearing someone whenever, they need to speak or express, right? Sometimes all you need is someone to be there to hear you out. Yeah. And then automatically you will start getting that clarity because you're decluttering your mind with all that, right? So this kind of support is so much important to, for us to rise faster when, and this happens when we all rise together, right? And when we have all of these armors together, acceptance, independence, and support, there is something that rises automatically, that is opportunity, right? And sometimes we don't have to wait for opportunity. We need to create our own opportunity, right? And we don't have to wait for the door to open. We need to build one and open it for ourselves, right? So that is something that I also talk about as part of this AISO model, which is a base, which is a foundation for all the workshops and programs that I do for, especially for women. Yeah. Now, based on this AISO model, the three A's, the triad of life, which I call, is the accept, adapt, and act. The same thing what I mentioned, right? As part of our COVID experience, we had to accept. Once you accept, it'll help you to adapt to that situation better. And once you adapt, you will be able to act better, act appropriately, right? And this is something that is so applicable to all of us, no matter who we are, no matter what we do in life, right? For children, for adults, for seniors, anybody for that matter. Yeah, I even, talk about this to my teenage son. He's 14 years old, and a lot of changes happen, right? Mentally, physically, and he's exploring the world, right? He's exploring different kinds of people, different mindsets, so on and so forth. He's learning a lot, and nowadays there is so much access to information everywhere, right? So it gets a lot cluttered for children as well. So how do they accept these new things coming into their life? How do they adapt to it? How do they act appropriately, right? These things matter a lot to all of us. Yeah. And while we are going through this journey, there is one thing we should all remember, right? It's okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to be imperfect. It is okay to make mistakes, which we all do every now and then. It's okay to fail, and it is definitely okay to pause, right? So I'll just tell you recently, just a recent experience of mine. Uh, uh, Almost 1.5 months ago, I had a sudden jerk in a sudden sound in my right jaw while I was having breakfast, and I just couldn't speak. I couldn't open my mouth, and I had a shooting pain. And I realized this is not something that's okay. And I had to rush to the emergency and get it treated and so on, right? Now, communication is something that is a part of my day in and day out life, right? Of course, as a coach, you need to communicate every single day, right? And I couldn't communicate for almost a month. Yeah. Yeah, I was so disheartened. I had tears in my eyes, but I had to take that pause to do a lot of self-reflection, work on myself again, mentally, physically, emotionally, pull up my socks, and then, you know, bounce back. So what matters is no matter what happens, no matter how many times we fail, we make mistakes, we fall, we falter, or life happens, right? What matters is how we rise again, stronger and stronger every single time, right? And this is a part of our life. Yeah, we need to accept, adapt, and keep going, like I said, right? All right. So, this is my little intentional world. That's my son. That's my cute little dog. My coaching work that I do. So all of the things that goes on as part of my day-to-day life, and it's really satisfying, right? Immensely satisfying when you are out there and following your passion, following your purpose, right? And then you have that strong intention every day when you wake up, right? Why am I up today? What am I going to do? Firstly, waking up in the morning itself is a great miracle, right? So we wake up, and then we have the strong intention of achieving those small things that we have, right, on a day-to-day basis. So how we live every day matters, right? And one of the things I also talk about is being mindful, right? Being consciously present no matter what we do. Yeah. So keeping this in mind, how we live our day, how we lead our day matters, uh, because this will automatically lead us and help us to maneuver in our journey towards our desired outcomes in life, towards our bigger goals in life, right? So it's very important for all of us to keep this in mind and keep going forward. I have a question here from Sita. Is vulnerability a weakness or a power in leadership? Right? Oh, that's an amazing question. What do you think? What do you think? Please share your thoughts. Please share your thoughts while I'm talking about it. Right? So, especially in leadership, sometimes vulnerability comes out as aggressiveness, right? Because of certain vulnerabilities we have, we try to show it in different forms while we are showcasing ourselves as a leader. I have come across a lot of leaders, corporate leaders, business leaders whom I've coached, where they think that some kind of lacking nature or some kind of vulnerability or weakness that they have in them, they put it out to their team or to others, showing that if I am aggressive, right, people will listen to me, right? If I am trying to do things in this way, in an aggressive way, rather than being assertive, people will work according to me, right? So sometimes vulnerability in leadership comes out like this, but when we accept our vulnerability and consider it as an area of improvement, right, and start working on it, then we will actually come out stronger, focusing on our strengths. So this acceptance of vulnerability in leadership as well is so, so important. Thank you for that, wonderful question. Yeah. So I have actually listed out two important tools so that you can just practice in your day-to-day life. One is called the 1 minute of courage tool, which I have curated, and I keep practicing it day in and day out, right, as well. And I also encourage my group of women or others I coach to practice this as well, right? Now, why do we need this courage, especially in leadership? When we talk about leadership, since we mentioned about power in leadership, right? Sometimes what happens is this kind of fear can often, kind of paralyze us while we are taking bold actions or decisions, especially in life as well as, leadership, right? So this is very, very important. That is why we need this kind of courage every now and then for us to, kind of work on ourselves, right, mindfully, and then keep going forward, because taking this decision at that point in time, based on the best things available, right, that is so important. And then later, whether that decision fails or if it is if it succeeds, we'll see how it goes, right, and then we know how to deal with it, right? So it's very important for us to work on this kind of tools, very, very important tools for all of us in our day-to-day lives, whether it is speaking up in a meeting, asking for something that you want, facing a fear head on, so on and so forth, right? All of these things that we of course go through in a day-to-day life, right? Now I want you all to identify one area where you need courage today, okay, or maybe now, right? And promise yourself to take a single step toward it within the next 1 minute, right? And how do we do that is, by following this very, very simple format. You just need to sit comfortably. I'm just going to explain it because we do not have, considering the paucity of time, I will not be able to make you do it, but I'm going to explain it, but you can definitely practice it. Yeah. And if you go through my LinkedIn profile, of course, I keep talking about these things, so you can as well, go through it. So you sit, in a make yourself feel comfortable, be seated, close your eyes, and think about this one area where you're just not okay. You're fearful, you're nervous, right? You're just not feeling okay, and this is one area today, as of now, I need courage for, right? And when you think about that area or that thought, you need to let it out. And how do you let it out? By encouraging or triggering or stimulating your sensory organs. And what are these sensory organs? Like our previous speaker was mentioning, it is your kinesthetic, your auditory, your visual, sometimes, yes, olfactory and gustatory, right? So when you let it out, when you start feeling about this, when you hear those voices, when you visualize those things that is causing that kind of fear, right, it will actually come out of you literally, right? It is like letting out air of a filled up balloon, bloated balloon, right? You need to feel it. You need to go through that feeling, right? And once slowly you start letting it out, you need to take a deep breath again and shift your focus from this negative feeling to a positive feeling. And how do you focus on positive feeling? You are relating or you're correlating a purpose or an intention to this positive feeling. I need this courage right now because, and you fill up the blanks, right? And when you correlate your purpose or your intention with this positive feeling of courage, try taking it in. Take deep breaths, right? And you feel it. Again, use your sensory organs. Feel it, visualize it, right? Hear it. Yeah. And once you start doing that, bring out that beautiful smile on your face and get going, right? Trust me, literally, you can do all this in just 1 minute. I have been practicing that day in and day out, right? And of course, like I said, encourage everyone to do so. So it's very, very important for all of us to go through this. There's one beautiful question here. Can one courageous moment really shift someone's entire life path? What do you think? It does. It does. That's very, very important, right? If I have to mention my own example, um, I literally had to take that decision myself, stop from things happening to myself, right? And then decide on continuing my journey as a single mother. And that changed my entire life path for better and, better and better for me and for my son, right? Sometimes getting that courage, because we all come with certain mindset, right, based on our upbringing, our cultures, our values, and so on. Sometimes you're not in a position to be courageous and take that next big step or decide on something, right? But it's so important for all of us to do a lot of self reflection, like I mentioned, and then gather that courage and take that next big step. Another quick tool I would like to mention, it's called PYB tool. PYB is very, very simple. It's pat your back. Okay. So it is all about self celebration, right? Now, this PYB tool is, this is how it goes. I hope you can all see me, right? Yeah, I'm on the video. So you just need to raise your hand. You need to put your hand on your back and you need to pat yourself. Okay, good. Very good, Shaila. You did this today, right? Very good, Shaila. You got up and then you got ready and you spoke, right? You presented your talk and so on and so forth. You need to pat your back. You need to celebrate yourself, right? And this happens as part of your journey, as part of your progress, right? This is one of the best methods to be self driven, right? Now, it's so, so important, especially for women, when I'm talking about, right? We are all taught to downplay our accomplishments, right? And then, it's so important that we also focus on celebrating our growth, celebrating our resilience, and so on. So I urge all women to take time each and every day to celebrate your small wins, right? No matter how big or small. And this moment of self-praise, it will help you to recognize how far you have come, right? And then of course take the next big step. So I really want all of you, I cannot see you all, but I really, really wish all of you are doing that right now and patting your back to be here today, right? Celebrating yourself, it's so important. It's acknowledging your worth, your strength that you have within, right? And how you are leading your life, right? Making your own path. All right, amazing. So um thank you so much for being here today. So today, again, I would like to repeat that it is about being powerful, because when we rise rooted in purpose, we just don't lead, we redefine what leadership looks like, right? And perfection is something like a moving target, but purpose, that becomes your anchor. Your purpose is your anchor, no matter who you are, what you do, where you are in life, right? And I personally believe that real progress begins when, we all women embrace our power, our voice, define our purpose, and walk boldly toward, whatever we want to do in future with a lot of clarity and courage, right? So choose courage, choose purpose, rise and lead exactly the way you are, because the world doesn't need a perfect you, it needs a powerful you. So thank you so much, everyone, and thanks a lot for this opportunity
Thank
to
you so
the.
much, Shailaji. It's wonderful. We thoroughly enjoyed the three A's acted out and the packing style, whatever it could be. But it's a really a wonderful, thought provoking. We have so many questions coming, and I think Saira Krishnamurthy, we will send you all the questions along with the names and emails of the concerned persons.
Sure,
To them,
sure.
I think they would like to network. And this is the scan from Shailaji's powerful uh, summits or whatever adaptations if you want to take piece of advice or any lessons from her. You can scan her and book her sessions. She's available, although she's uh, very busy and she's not well today, but she made up the time for us. Thank you so much, Shailaji. Namaste, and we'll
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.